This is your man's the man about town, Petty Murphy, reporting to you live from the back of the classroom with Alcata News Network. What is that? Wait a minute. Stay tuned. Breaking news.
I think we all Mexicans want and welcome the support of the United States to assist Mexican people against the cartels that have us all in this crisis with the traffic in fentanyl and migrants.
Lo único que queremos es justicia y cero impunidad en este gobierno. Estamos cansados de que siempre salgan carpetas de investigación y el gobierno no actúe. Que el poder esté en todos los poderes y sea el mismo.
Por nuestros hijos, por nosotros, por mi hermana, por mi hermano.
¡Viva! Pero vamos a luchar hasta el final. No podemos permitir que México se vuelva como Venezuela o como Cuba, una dictadura. Estamos hartos los mexicanos.
Es que se descontroló muy justo, ¿no?
Fácil. Muchos de ustedes son familia del 68. Sus familiares lucharon en eso. Y nuestros jóvenes, seguridad.
Todo el planeta está viendo estas imágenes.
Educación para los jóvenes. No que se nos lleve el crimen.
All it is, they don't even screen them. Here, go. Here, go. I want you to know that we had Venezuela already emptied out their prisons. I don't know if you're aware of that. They did it like 6 months ago. No, it was Intel. It was Intel. They emptied out their prisons 6 months ago, 8 months ago, and we had that thing on it, and they're probably already. Okay, so there was intel about it. Yeah, there was. That you read. No, but all this stuff here, man, we don't know who people are. We don't even know their families.
A new Commitment to America plan, it does focus on the economy, safety and government accountability. Congressman Tony Gonzalez, Republican from Texas, joins us now. Sir, your district is on the border. What does the Commitment to America plan do for the border?
Yeah, every American deserves a safe community. And what this Commitment to America does, it focuses on doing exactly that. Whether you're like my district in Texas, 42% of the southern border, Del Rio, Eagle Pass, Uvalde, San Antonio, El Paso, or whether you're in Pittsburgh, I'm just outside of Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania, or anywhere else in America, everyone deserves to feel safe in their community. What are House Republicans going to do? We're going to end catch and release. We're going to ensure that there's technology in border, and we're going to ensure that the power of the purse resides in the House. That's what happens when we win back the majority.
Are you going to build the wall if elected?
Absolutely. Look, walls work. Infrastructure works. It's critical that we have this. This is a no-brainer. You're seeing the Biden administration now start to finish parts of the wall. So there's a lot of aspects of it. The other part of it, too, is to ensure that the fentanyl that's coming over, that there's laws in place to punish those that are killing our kids through this deadly drug. All of these things need to happen. We've seen how the House Democrats in general, their failed policies. Now it's time to see House Republican policies. This Commitment to America does exactly that. We have a plan, and then once we win the majority, it's time to execute that plan.
Vice President Harris says Republicans are playing games with human lives by busing migrants out of Texas. What's your response to the Vice President playing games?
Now, if there's anything, this administration won't even play games. They won't even acknowledge that it is happening. In El Paso, in my district, you have hundreds of migrants that are sleeping in the streets, and the vice president won't come down. She's coming to Texas to do a fundraiser in Austin next month. They won't look at the border. It's time for House Republicans to highlight exactly what is wrong with them. And when we're in power, we have to end this. There's too much at stake. Every city in America is now a border city. No one feels safe. We have to make sure America feels safe again. And that starts with House Republican leadership.
Congressman, we have a troubling report that Venezuela is emptying its prisons and sending their most dangerous criminals to the southern border. What's the source of this? What do you know about this report?
You know, Stuart, I've heard this for months now. It's not only Venezuela, it's other countries as well that have been sending their less desirables to our borders. We've seen it. We've seen Border Patrol catch 78 people on the terrorist watch list. It only took 19 terrorists from Saudi Arabia to kill almost 3,000 Americans. It's a powder keg waiting to happen. You're only going to see more of this. So while there's a lot of people fleeing desperate situations, looking for a better life, there's also these bad actors that I guarantee you nobody wants in their community. We have to stop that. Big part of that is securing our border.
Congressman, thank you very much for being with us on an important day. Much obliged to you, sir. I'll see you again soon.
Yep. Well, there it is. We back at it, right? So let's hop to it. Now, this might be a little departure or a break from the normal cycle or whatever events that we're talking about, but it ties into all of that, right? So, you know, during the last administration, at the beginning or a year into the last administration, when there were murmurs about what was going on at the southern border and why, we were told by number one and number two, old Papa Sleepy Joe and Mama La Kamala, that there's nothing going on at the border crisis. I mean, there's nothing going on at the southern border. There's no immigration crisis. They outright lied to the American people. But then as more people started flooding in and they were claiming asylum, you started hearing stories about what was going on in these governments in a lot of these Latin and South American countries. We were all told it was all propaganda and lies. But if you pay attention now and you see what's going on in Mexico, the people of the Mexican country, the residents of the nation of Mexico, are now taken to the streets and they're all out hollering, "Narco Presidenta." They're calling their president. They're literally saying that the leader of their government is a narco president. And the people are complaining and worried about that their nation is going to turn into the Colombias, the Venezuelas, and the Ecuadors. And this is what they're now trying to fight and stop, as it seems like a lot of us want to wear blinders or act like these things aren't going on. Now, should we care what's happening in another country and their fight against their own drug cartels? Though a lot of those drugs actually make it here to the United States of America because we do actually happen to be the number one consumer of these products. Well, I'll tell you this much, right? When the border opened up and a lot of those citizens started to run here, their problems followed them. And its Department of Homeland Security has already confirmed countries like Ecuador, Venezuela, El Salvador, and a few others actually emptied their prisons and told all the gangs and criminals, unalivers and SAers that if they wanted to survive, they needed to hit the Darien Gap and keep walking until they got to the U.S. southern border. And that's what happened. And if you actually go through the international news feeds now and see what's happening in each one of those countries in regards to immigration and how their citizens are reacting to all the individuals that have had to walk through their countries to get here to try to access a free ride and free handout, all off of the back, blood, sweat, and tears of the American people. You and I, because a segment of population of our country would rather continue to walk around not caring or giving a fuck, or keeping on their willful blinders because it's easy to enjoy Taco Tuesday than to have to be accountable. Exactly. I know a lot of people are not gonna like that. A lot of people are looking right now like, I wish this nigga would shut the fuck up. But guess what? I don't give a fuck. Because you can always scroll on. But I'm gonna keep talking this until at least one person hears this shit, gets up and gets active. I know I have now taken that opportunity to start getting active every day of my daily own life and have been doing it vigorously for the last 4 or 5 years. I literally have been just spending all my extra time to making sure I can bring out the truth of the ills that go on in around me and that affect my day-to-day life. And that's why I chose to go to war with the NYU in 1199, but that's a whole nother story. But the point is start looking what's happening in our neighboring countries, and then look what we just went through in the last 4 years, and maybe that'll start answering some of your questions. But then also ask yourself, why are the politicians of these countries reaching out to our administration asking for help, saying that their politicians are in fact working for the narco cartels? And then you ask yourself why things like Aurora, Colorado, New York City, Long Island, the individuals that they were looking for in Aurora, Colorado that they caught in Brooklyn over the summer, and all these other weird instances of illegal foreign nationals with stockades of firearms and shit like that. And remember, we live in New York City where for some reason the Second Amendment is actually adhered to. And if you're actually a citizen of this city, unless you are law enforcement or you have a security job where you protect a being that is worth an X amount of dollars or above, you're not allowed to carry a firearm or even have one to protect your own home. Make that make sense. Sounds kind of like Chicago, doesn't it? So now all of us in these sanctuary cities that have these Second Amendment gun bans, which is against federal law. I mean, after all, what was it? Last summer, the Supreme Court did actually say that now even felons have the right to bear arms, as long as it's a non-violent felony. And I said it then and I say it now. They were trying to tell us something to prepare. I'll leave it up to you to fill the blanks in. But yeah, anyways, back to my initial point. Really pay attention to what's going on out there. And then see what's going on around here and see what we're all arguing about. And then start really thinking long and hard. What would you rather prefer? To deal with the internal problems that we all have amongst our own people, or to import all these different issues and problems with people who come here and openly say that they already do not like the United States of America? Because what blows my mind is all of these people that come here and claim asylum and say that they're afraid for their lives, once they get their green card, what's the first thing that they do? They go home on vacation to the same place they just ran from claiming asylum. But yeah, I'm an exit on that one, man. And y'all, stay diligent, start doing your own research, unplug, turn off the boob tube, and start really, really looking up for yourself what's going on out here, and then draw your own conclusions. And remember, realize, transparency forces manifest your order out of the chaos.